Guess what? Today we are having a kind of serious conversation. I want to ask you a question, and it's also food for thought, and not to send anything strange to the universe. But if you ever found out you had a chronic illness, let's say you have 12 months to live, would you tell anyone about it, or would you brave the storm in quietness? Would you do it privately? And if you would tell someone, who would that person be? Today, I'm getting a little personal and uncomfortable at the same time. Tomorrow, you find out you have a few months to live, a few hours. You've been found with a horrible, disease. Are you going to tell people? Are you going to tell your near and dear? Are you going to go through it on your own, in private? And if you're going to tell someone, who are you going to tell? Because I've noticed an uprising in a trend, and I want to know why. Why? And I'm going to tell you this because I've had very many instances where I've been in this situation, not by a blood relative, sometimes maybe a friend. And I've seen this play out also in Hollywood. Someone is diagnosed with the big C, cancer. And you only find out at the tail end of that battle that this person has been battling cancer for so many years, doing makeup, buying wigs, avoiding people, being very avoidant, and it's really sad. And it begs the question, would you tell people around you if you found out you had a chronic illness? And if you would tell people, who would you tell? Who are these people in your life right now that you trust with, your innermost, your soft underbelly? Who is this that you're telling stuff that you can't tell anyone? Because lately, people want a sound bite, like a literal one, like to listen to you, to go and take, fodder for the feces, to go and discuss you and laugh at you. Ooh, kana kufa, But all jokes aside, I understand why people want to go through this. And if you're wondering, what would Yolanda do? I would not tell my family. First of all, my mother would be worried, sick. I'm sure she would die herself if I ever went and told her, Mommy, I'm sick. I have this chronic illness. I have to undergo a surgery. I have to yada, yada, yada. I know my mom would lose her mind. And then two, she would call Parklands Baptist Church inside my house. The services will be held inside my digo, and she'd definitely make a big fuss out of it. She'd just hold vigil, cry and pray, and you know the drill with African moms, especially the ones who are strongly anchored in the church. My sisters would be miserable. My man first, I don't even know what he would do. Yeah, I can't imagine his life without, there's no life. He doesn't have a life without me. He would die. It's the truth. I don't have a big head, I'm just saying. But the word is dignity. We don't want to lose our dignity. You want people to hold you in a certain light. You want people to see you at your best. It's no wonder you don't want people to see you when you've lost weight, you're going through chemo, the palms of your hands are black, you've changed how you look physically. We really are not a superficial lot. We're not superficial. So this conversation is not about vanity, but it is about strength. We don't want people to see and perceive us as weak. I'll tell you a small story. I started the show in 2021 in March, and between 2021 and 2022, I had a small lump under my armpit, just before you get to the breastises, the chestises, right? And I had to undergo a small procedure. And the only reason why I told my PC then, Mr. Brian Obara, is because I was probably not going to be here the next day. But of course, it wasn't anything under anesthesia. So it was very, plug and play, very quick and dirty and fast. So I had the procedure done. It took max 2 hours. I was dressed, whatever, and I went home. I didn't drive myself. I was taken home by my partner. But when I got the letter from HR, because, man, I was in excruciating pain, and it wasn't cancerous or anything, but definitely gave me a fright. And the only reason why my producer would know is sometimes I would sit here when I was hosting the show. I know you're going to go and look for file footage and look for I would dress very big like I was pregnant then. And sometimes I would sit like this and my dressing would bleed out and it would suck, and you would see probably if I had worn something light through my top. And the only reason why my producer then, Juliet, I love Jules to death to date. The only reason why Jules or Absolute knew was because of my dressing. At some point, you would see, but I never told them. Like I was going, because human beings tend to make a fuss sometimes. You're already in such a bad place. You're asking yourself so many questions. Oh, why do I have this thing? Is it going to be recurrent? Does this mean, they're going to have a test done on it? What if it turns out to be something big? What if it turns out it wasn't? Yeah, it wasn't anything alarming, but just the thought that is looming in your head, and then now you're adding in the mix other people plus your relas who want to. And my sister Val Mulwa, I'm talking about you. My sister will go Google Chat GTP and send me everything that will frighten the living daylights out of me. You understand? And then Kenyans have this thing, and I don't know whether it's the people in my life. Brian. Imagine I know someone who died from the same thing. In fact, theirs didn't take 1 week. Theirs was 3 days. They just died. Imagine they took that thing like this for the biopsy. Hata wakurudi na test. Alikuwa shakufa. That's the reason why. Because people around you will blow it out of proportion. Right? And sometimes just dignity. We want to fight those battles with some dignity. Not people asking you why you've become darker, why you shed the weight, why you're losing your hair, why you look different, what have you done, But go ahead, let me know. I need your 2 cents on this one. Would you tell people around you if you found out you had a chronic illness? And if you would, who would this person or people be? Our conversation. If you found out you had a chronic illness, would you tell someone? And if so, who would you tell? I read a message that I got from a friend of mine. She says, no, it will take me a while before I disclose it to anyone because I don't like people feeling sorry for me and making me feel like I'm partially disabled. And yes, to some extent, I will disclose it to my siblings to manipulate them financially and emotionally. People just be wild. The other day, someone told me, Yolanda, people tell you their deepest, darkest secrets. You make it so easy to talk to you. Someone can just admit to a crime to you unknowingly. And I'll read something else over here. What? But for real though, tell me the truth. Would you tell some people you're dying? Guys are kufaing huku outside, but they don't want to share. People are just going through so much on their own because they're scared of how we're going to turn or flip the story. Linda Luisa says, via X, no, it depends on who it is I'm dealing with, how long I've known them for, and how long I think they will be in my life. There's so much ignorance about chronic diseases in Africa. What makes it worse is that those who least know want to advise us. I like it. Steven says, the first person to tell is your partner, then the rest of the family. And that's when you discover who's with you and who was just there for what you had or doing. I believe in seasonal friendships, right? And friends with purpose. Why is this person your friend? Why is this person your friend? Yesterday we talked about common interest. Is this person here for a season? Is this person here for a lifetime? And that'll dictate whether or not you're going to tell them about your innermost thoughts and your battles too, including something as sensitive as a chronic illness. But we're not quite done yet. I have some more feedback from you. Thank you, my lovely producer Agnes. So let's listen to what you had to say on the streets. Who are you telling about these sensitive issues? Beanie Siegel with Feel It in the Air. And see you in a few. We'll be talking about BBL's gone bad. I promised you a Castoro. Cindy?
Is John Ochieng. If indeed I had a chronic illness and I'm married for now, but I'll tell my mom first. think we all have this a baby feeling where you just want to tell your mother first, even before telling your spouse. I'll go with my mom first and later my spouse. Yeah.
My name is Julius Mokaya. If I found out that I had a chronic illness, the first person I'll tell is my wife. Yeah. Then probably the next person, either my parents or one of my siblings. Thank you.
Still name. So my name is Gloria. If I found out I had a chronic illness, it will depend. If it's on the early stages, I would tell people because I know I can be able to manage it and I'll be okay. If it's on the final stages, I will not tell anyone. Also, I am pro-euthanasia. I know it's illegal in this country, but I'm pro-euthanasia. If it's like chronic, like I'm given like 3 months to live or maybe a year and I know it will ruin my health, I will go for euthanasia and then I'll just say goodbye to my loved ones in a way that will not make them realize, oh my God, she's gone. I'll just say it in a subtle way and I'm like, guys, it's been real. It was nice knowing you. Bye.
Hi, my name is Kevin, and if it came to that point where I found out I had a chronic illness, to be honest, I wouldn't tell anyone. I'll just live with it by myself, tough it out, and because I wouldn't mind, I wouldn't like to put that stress on people. That's my take. So yeah, I just chill with it on my own. Yes.
If I got a chronic illness, would I tell someone? Oh yes, I would. I will tell those who are close to me, that is family and the close friends. But again, I'll still tell it to anyone who would, care to listen. And maybe if it is a disease that I can teach you how to prevent it, then I would always try and educate
Sugar
masses.
and Spice on 94.4. Spice FM.